Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. Delighted once again to be joined by Mikaela Meyer. Mikaela, before we talk about anything else, I've noticed you've been quite vocal on your social media reference everything that's going on at stateside and obviously around the world at this moment in time. How are things your side of the world?
Yeah, it's a revolution right now. You know, these times are going to go down in history. And, you know, it was just reported yesterday that all 50 states have joined the Black Lives Matter protests. And so it's just really amazing to see the whole world coming together, our entire nation, over an issue that has been an issue for too long. And so it's sad to see, but I think it's very necessary, and I'm in complete support of this movement, and I'm happy it's happening, and I'm positive that there's going to be some good change.
You think this might be the catalyst now? This might be the turning point, as we're seeing it's much bigger than what we've seen in the past, this movement?
Yeah, I mean, it has to. Everything may not be fixed after this, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. Like, it's going to make some huge differences. It's really great to see everybody joining this movement. I mean, there's still some people that are fighting it and, you know, maybe don't believe that this is an issue, but there's more people that are for it, more people standing up for it. So it's amazing, and I'm just happy to be alive to see it. I think it's great.
Definitely. Well, let's talk about some boxing then, because some light at the end of the tunnel, I suppose, is yourself. You've got a fight date, 9th of June, which is Tuesday. I mean, you must be over the moon to finally lace up some gloves and, suppose, hit somebody in the face.
Yeah, I am. You know, it's been since October since I fought, so I've definitely been a little bit restless, especially, you know, having my fight canceled the day before we were supposed to fly out. So I'm really grateful that Top Rank has pulled me in for this card. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to show the world, you know, the changes that I've made in my style and how much better I've gotten. And I got a tough opponent in front of me, so I'm eager to get through her and kind of prove the naysayers wrong. You know, I feel like I'm ready for a step up in competition, and I know Helen Joseph she's gonna bring it to me. So I got a lot to prove.
Talk about having a lot to prove. Helen Joseph hasn't been stopped yet. Her last fight was maybe Delphine Persoon. I don't know if that was the last fight, but she's fought Delphine Persoon, took Delphine the rounds to Delphine got this decision. For yourself, Mikaela, are you looking to go out there and stamp your authority and make a huge statement in this super featherweight division? Yeah,
Top Rank didn't give me, you know, an easy fight. They didn't give me a warm-up fight coming out of this pandemic. They gave me a tough opponent. She went the full 10 rounds with Delphine Persoon, someone who had a controversial decision with Katie Taylor recently. So she's definitely tough, and she's no one to look past. I've had a good training camp, but I have to be smart. I have to be smart in this fight, and I do have to win it. And if I want to stay in line for these world titles that I've been asking for. And so I do have a lot to prove, but that's just, you know, with pressure comes opportunity. So I want to show the world that I belong with the best in this division, and that I'm the one deserving of these world title shots. So getting through this win will definitely prove that.
Before we talk about getting a shot at these world titles, just sticking on Helen Joseph just now. Yeah, that's okay. Just staying on Helen Joseph just now. Like I said, she hasn't been stopped there before in her career. She's lost 4 times, hasn't been stopped. Can you be the first person to do that?
I believe I can. Like I said, she's going to come hard, but we have a really great game plan. I have been working on sitting on my punches. Like I said before, I'm a boxer, but I feel like I'm a boxer puncher now that I've developed my pro style. So if I do what we have trained to do and sit on my punches, I absolutely believe I can stop her, and the fight shouldn't go 10 rounds. But again, she's tough, so there's no room for mistakes here. I have to stick to the game plan, be consistent, stay behind my jab, and I'm gonna have to use all my tools. You know, there's been fights that I've had that we focus on 1 or 2 things, but this is the fight where I'm gonna kind of have to pull everything out of my tool bag and use a little bit of everything.
I know this side of the pond, there's a lot of fighters' dreams to fight at the MGM Grand. It's always either Madison Square Garden, fight at the MGM Grand. Now you're getting to fight at the I don't know if the American fighters are the same, if that's a dream for the American fighters to fight at the Madison Square Garden and MGM. But you're fighting at the MGM with no fans. I mean, what are your emotions? What's your feelings right now fighting in front of nobody at the MGM?
Well, luckily I got to fight at the MGM on the Tyson Fury card last October. So I got that experience, and it was great. Like, I think Vegas is one of my favorite places to fight so far. The energy was awesome. I really enjoyed that. But obviously this time, it doesn't really matter where I'm fighting. They could be putting me in a garage. It doesn't matter, because that energy of like having your fans and in the arena isn't going to be there. So, you know, that is what it is. What it is. I keep saying that the amateurs kind of prepare you for anything, right? So I've traveled the world, and I've fought really, really important fights in front of little to no fans at all. And you do it for the glory, right? You do it, you're not doing it
for the love of the sport as well, yeah.
You do it for the love of the sport, and you do it for the glory of winning and getting your hands raised. So, and that's what I still fight for. Yeah, the fans are great. That's one of the reasons I love being pro. It was so different, just the energy of fight week, you know, having a media workout, having a weigh-in and a press conference. It was exciting and new, but at the end of the day, I do it because I love the sport, and I love winning. So I'm just going to go back to that. And I know that there'll be plenty of people watching on ESPN. So there's some motivation right there.
Well, you're going to get plenty of people watching this in the UK as well, because there's no boxing over here. So I'm pretty sure that people...
There's no sports anywhere. So I know people that normally wouldn't even be tuning into boxing are going to tune in, because they're just hungry for some live sports right now.
Well, I'm desperate for it, so I'm going to tune in definitely. Even if I have to find it some way, watch it on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, I'm definitely going to be watching the fights. You mentioned there that you want to make a statement to fight these world champions. I think in a previous interview that we did, I think it was back in April or beginning of May, you mentioned that you should have got your shot at the WBC title, but it was Terry Harper that got the shot. Now, with this pandemic, and I think the other world titles are held up with foreign fighters, I think, I can't remember the names, forgive me, the French fighter and all that sort of stuff. It's foreign fighters that hold the belts. What's Bob Arum and Top Rank said to you referencing getting a world title shot? Is it possible for you to get the world title shot with everything that's going on in the world at this moment in time?
Well, you know, my manager and Top Rank have been having those discussions. I sort of just get pieces of it, but right now it's not really even an option because the travel ban that's going on. So they knew that for this fight it was going to have to be an American, so they found me a tough American opponent, but they're on board with getting me these world title fights. Like, they think I'm ready, and this fight is going to prove that I'm ready. And so we want to make that happen, but obviously everything's got to get cleared up first. You know, right now we can't even travel outside the country. So as soon as that's cleared up, I have every belief that they're going to push hard to get me that fight.
I'm pretty sure Katie Taylor trains in the States, does she not? Is that maybe they can make that quick?
Well, that fight is going to be a great fight for women's boxing. That is not a fight we want to just rush and, you know, throw in with a 4-week training camp like we did for this fight. That's going to be a big fight, and I look forward to that fight. So hopefully when I'm world champion at 130, she'll still be the world champion at 135, and we can have a mega fight and try and, you know,
undisputed against undisputed.
Against undisputed, make a huge fight like that. So I look forward to that, and I've always thought that was what's going to happen. But I got to get these world titles at 130 first. And I have a tough division, so I'm excited about the 130 division. I don't necessarily feel the need to rush out of it. Like, there's some girls here that I really want to fight.
Again, like I said to you, the women's boxing in the previous interview, women's boxing's taken off nowadays. I mean, women are becoming household names in the sport. We mentioned Clarissa Shields and Katie Taylor, probably the two top women at the top of the game at this moment in time. But for you, I spoke to Terry Harper. I know you were quite vocal with Terry because you believed you deserved that shot. I spoke to Terry in an interview just after yourself, and she said that if she was offered to fight with you, she's not scared of you, and she'll be happy to take it. again, I think I mentioned this to you last time. Will you travel to the UK if possible to come and face to Terry?
Yeah, I would. I would do what we had to do. I think that, she probably would be willing to fight me. Unfortunately, it's not always up to the fighters. We have promoters and, things that go on in the business side that we don't always have control of. So I just hope that Eddie Hearn gets on board with the idea soon, because that's who we really need, is the promoters, right, to communicate and get these fights done. If Terry really wants to fight, I hope that she tells Eddie Hearn that, and my promoter knows as well. So let's make it happen. But I know that Eddie has already stated that he wants to put a couple of the girls in front of her, and a couple of tough girls. So, by the time when the time comes, Terry may not even be the champ anymore. She still has to hold on to this belt. So whoever has the belt at the time, I'm ready. I'm here. Eddie knows that. I made that clear. My promoter knows that. So we'll see. I'm ready to fight him.
Well, I know Eddie Hearn watches IFL TV, so I'm sure he'll get this message if he sees this.
He's seen this.
I seen you're out in Houston just now. You're training out in Houston, I believe. When do you fly? When do you go to Vegas? You must be driving out to Vegas, are you, sometime shortly?
Yeah, we're flying to Vegas on Saturday. So 2 more days here and training in the gym, and out on Saturday, fight on Tuesday.
Again, the Tuesday fight night, again, that's another new thing for yourself. I mean, fights are always on a Saturday night. You're fighting in front of a crowd. Have you anticipated the sort of difference?
Sorry, I guess it doesn't really matter now that there's not, tickets being sold for the fight. People aren't actually showing up in person. I guess it doesn't really matter what day it falls on, right? Plus,
every day Saturday right now, because nobody's at work, nobody's doing anything.
Yeah,
so every day Saturday.
Yeah, it's all where, like, I've got lost in the week so many times in this pandemic. Like, I don't know what day it is half the time. So
definitely.
I'm sure just many people will tune in. I'm sure it won't be an issue.
I want to say as well, like, obviously with all what's going on, we spoke about how desperate we are I am as a fan to watch more boxing. Again, with your management and Top Rank, have they gave you another fight date, all going well, Tuesday night? Have they gave you, like, go get through Tuesday, we'll get you out on this date? Have they give you any info on that?
Not yet. I mean, maybe they have with my manager, but my team sort of keeps me focused on the next goal. They don't like me thinking too far ahead, so he hasn't mentioned anything. But he has told me that they want to get you these world title fights. Hopefully we can get it done, another fight by the end of the year. And that's the goal. I definitely want to fight again before the year is up. I really haven't had that many fights in the last year and a half. So I want to get at least one more and hopefully 2. And I'm sure we'll talk about it as soon as this fight's over, but focus on this one first.
Speaking about Eddie Hearn, before I let you go, I've got to mention this. You know that Eddie's looking to put fights on and they're going to be in his back garden. I know Eddie's probably got a backyard bigger than most people, but what's your thoughts on Eddie putting on fights in his backyard?
Yeah, so I don't know much about that. I've literally heard just that statement, and I really don't know what that means.
That's basically what it is. Yeah, he's got a big, huge backyard, and he's willing to put a ring in there and get the fighters coming through and stuff. So, I mean,
I guess what you got to do to keep boxing alive, right? These are weird times. Nobody really knows the answers. I mean, Top Rank and UFC have figured it out, but I don't know how it's going on over there in the UK. So that's what he's got to do to keep boxing alive. Then go for it.
Definitely. Well, Mikaela, as always, I appreciate your time. But have you got anything you'd like to add, a message and stuff for the fans watching this video?
Is there a way for them to tune in over in the UK for this? I
think we might have a broadcaster announced shortly. I might be BT Sports, so if it's BT, then definitely we'll have something. Yeah.
All right, well, good. Yeah, I mean, everyone tune in. I am eager to get over there to the UK. I know I have a handful of fans over there, and I probably have a handful of haters too who are Team Harper and all that. But I think the most important thing is just putting on good fights for boxing and for women's boxing. So I'm here to do that. I'm excited to come over to the UK sometime soon and get these fights going. So good luck to everyone over there, and tune into this fight, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.
Mikaela, as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Good luck Tuesday night. I will be tuning in. Even if we don't have a UK broadcaster, I will find a way to watch this fight because I'm desperate to watch some boxing. So,
all right. Thank you so much.
Good luck Tuesday, and thank you again.
Talk to you later. Bye.